Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I join you with my foundation on, but everything else, well, mostly everything else, is going to be new makeup that we're going to try together. I've recently gotten some heavily discounted products, and they're like a bunch of brands that I actually haven't really tried much from before, so I'm really excited to play with these together. Excited to show you on camera what they look like, and yeah, just have a little bit of fun together. Hopefully, ideally, I like all of the products. That would be awesome. So if you're a new viewer, hi, my name is Rachel. I'm a professional hair and makeup artist based in South Georgia, North Florida. I'm glad you found my channel. I hope you stick around, hit the subscribe button, and let's just get started and try out new makeup together. The Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Lift and Flex Concealer. I love her packaging, and she's a fellow makeup artist, so I'm sure everything in this collection is going to be great. I have this in the shade 8, which is quite dark for me. Also pretty olive like golden, but to kind of counteract that color, I pulled out my Natasha Denona concealer, which is incredibly neutral and almost too neutral for me. So I don't really reach for this on its own, but mixed with this other concealer, I thought it would work great. I'm gonna blend out this part here because I'm gonna move on to bronzer, but I'm gonna let that inner part where I need the most coverage kind of set and get a bit more opaque. So unfortunately, I don't think you can get this brand any longer. I think they've gone out of business. I watch Sarah Rose here on YouTube, and she raved about Aether Beauty Aurora Diffused Reflections Bronzing Powder. I definitely swatched this because I couldn't resist, but it seems to be quite shimmery, so I'm just going to keep that in mind while I'm applying. I'm grabbing my Moda blush brush. Seems to be pretty pigmented. Ooh. I'm loving how that looks on my forehead. It's actually not as pigmented as it seems when it comes out on the brush. It's maybe, the formula is maybe just a bit, it's like loose, so it kicks up a lot of product when you grab it out of the pan, but it's not as intense as I was expecting. I'm going to focus on blending the edges of my concealer just to maintain the coverage where I need it the most. So far, I'm enjoying both of those products. The color of the bronzer is perfect, very natural looking, but it still gives me some radiance. And then same with the concealer, actually. It has enough coverage, but it has some of that luminosity there where I have some hollowness that I definitely look for in a concealer. I'm gonna just not set it right now and see kind of how it settles as I work through my routine. I might end up setting it once I get to the end and I feel like it's creasing a lot, but so far so good. Moving on to the Wander Beauty Wondrous Glow Illuminator in the shade After Hours. I'm taking my Moda Highlight and Glow brush, one of my favorite highlighting brushes. This seems to be fairly pigmented, so proceeding with a bit of caution. When I first swatched this, it seemed to be a little glittery, but it's actually looking pretty good. I don't see much glitter coming through, and once it's kind of buffed in, it's very natural looking. Let me swatch it for you. It's very pigmented, and also it has kind of like a creamy feeling to it, which I think bodes well. Like any highlighter that feels creamy, it's just automatically going to look more natural on the skin. That shade is also pretty unique in my collection. It's kind of like a mix of silver and gold. Okay, this next product is really scary to me, if I'm being honest. It's the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin, oh, it doesn't say it on the package, blurring highlighter. This is in a blush shade, Unbothered. I think it said on the box, I threw the box away, but it said like use with your fingers or a brush, put it on your cheeks, eyes, and lips. So, and I'm pretty sure a lot of her products are multi-purpose like that. So I'm just gonna opt for my Real Techniques contour brush. I use this whenever I have a cream cheek product. And I'm just gonna go straight in because it's kind of like a balm. And we'll start off slowly and build up if we need to. This one does seem to have some suspended glitter in it. Not sure how I'm gonna like that. This is a shade that's definitely unique in my collection. This is like one of the few shades that was available. I wouldn't say that I would pick this one as like a top pick. I usually go for pretty vibrant shades. But this has more color payoff than I was expecting. I think that looks good. I'm not sure I would call it blurring. It definitely isn't like texture enhancing, but I'm not sure I would call it blurring. It feels a little moist still, like a little sticky. I wonder if it's going to dry down at all. I might have to go over that with a powder blush, but we'll see. You can see that concealer is creasing pretty dramatically. That happens with almost every concealer, especially when I add a bit more product. It just, it's naturally going to collect in those lines. So I just tap it out. And if the concealer is self-setting, it shouldn't move past that very much. But again, we'll reassess when we get closer to the end. Okay, after trying those Danessa Myricks products, I'm really curious about some of her new launches that I saw. I actually do have a Sephora gift card, so maybe I'll be purchasing some of those products soon. I applied my CoverGirl eye primer, and now we're going to move on to eyeshadow, which is very exciting. This is the Girlactic Essential Palette. I've heard really good things about Girlactic. I know that Nikki LaRose, she's also a makeup artist, and she's on YouTube. She's an LA makeup artist. She loves the Girlactic eye crayons. I've never tried them, but I've always wanted to. So I'm going to take the color Skin and put that in my crease. What a beautiful color and formula. Now going in with my Profusion small pointed eyeshadow brush. I'm grabbing the shade Spice and going on my outer V. Now using my finger in the shade Lace. That also feels pretty creamy. Holy cow. Wow. Look at that. That is so reflective and delicious. I'm very, very impressed with those eyeshadows. They are very buttery, pigmented, yet very effortless. Like you don't really need to blend all that much. They seem to blend themselves. And I definitely want to try more from Girlactic now. So this isn't a new product to me. However, it is a new tube of this. I've been meaning to repurchase this for a while. I ran out of my 2 backups that I had. And yeah, I'm excited to get into this new one. They were actually out of the blonde shade for a while at my local Walmart. So first I'm going to use my Maybelline Super Lock Brow Gel in clear. Just brushing the hairs up and out. Once that brow gel is dried down, I use the brow pen and I just fill in any bald spots. Grabbing some of that Skin shade to help set that concealer in my fine lines there and finish off the eye look. I do feel like I need to set my concealer, so I'm using my Believe Beauty translucent powder. And I'm actually going to put that all over my face, feeling a bit oily. I'm going to take a thin liner brush and take the shade Bordeaux, a beautiful plum, and put this on my eyes as a liner, really packing it on the lash line and a little bit on the lower lashes. Then I'm taking Bark and focusing that right at the base of my lashes to thicken them up. I'm going to apply some black mascara and I'll be right back. I use my Revolution tubing mascara, Wrap Lash tubing mascara. This is my black version. It's the mini size, obviously. Here's the big one. And this is running out, so it's looking a bit more fluttery because the full-size product is way more watery and this one is dried out a little bit. If you're thinking of purchasing it, I don't think the mini is worth it. This ran out pretty quick compared to the full-size one. I do feel like I need more blush, so I'm going to go in with my tried and true Clinique Cheek Pop in Black Honey. So I already have this on just as like a hydrating lip mask, and I already purchased one of these products before, just in a different shade. It's the Naturium Phyto Glow Lip Balm. This one is in the shade Jam. The other one I have is Lychee, I believe. It's the red shade, and this is my new favorite lip mask. I still love the e.l.f. lip oil. This is just, you know, the different type of packaging, and this feels way more nourishing, like actually like a kind of lip balm, lip conditioning thing, when the lip oil is just like the lip gloss. It's still hydrating, but this will stay on the lips even longer than the e.l.f. one. But this is also a dupe for the Ole Henriksen peptide lip balm. That's really popular. They have a bunch of different shades of that one as well, but really like that one. I would repurchase. It is a bigger tube than this, so it's like a bigger commitment, you know? But this one is great. I have the other one in my purse and I wear it every day. I really enjoy having one here as well for my makeup vanity. I am just gonna leave that product on so as to not dry out my lips even more by wiping it off. I'm just gonna go over it with a lip liner. This is the Kokie lip liner in the shade Warm Nude. I used to live by a Fry's Marketplace, and they had the most beautiful beauty section ever, and they sold Kokie there, which it's hard to find in store other places. That was in Arizona, and I miss it a lot. But that's where I got this lip liner. I need more blush. I don't know where it's going. I wonder if it's this Danessa Myricks product being a bit too emollient and kind of like shearing out every blush that I put on top of it. I'm not sure, but I will keep you posted on my thoughts on all of these. I'm going to top everything off with the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Long Wear Setting Spray. I would say that is named correctly. It is great for making your makeup last longer, but it also is really hydrating. I don't feel like my skin gets like tight at all when I apply it. It actually feels pretty nourished, and it has cucumber extract in it, so it smells good and it feels good. So that has completed my almost full face of new makeup. Playing with makeup and trying new makeup products is probably my favorite thing ever. There is no better day than just a day of playing with makeup. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you have tried any of these products, please let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to chat with you about it. Stay tuned on my channel for a new video. I post one every weekend. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.